There's nothing wrong with being angry, but if we get stuck in anger, it can really slow down our healing. So let's talk about 4 ways that anger could be sabotaging your chronic illness recovery, and also how you can start to experience anger in a healthy way. Anger can bring a lot of tension to the body. For a moment, I want you to think about something that makes you really happy. Something that you absolutely love. It could be a gentle breeze on a summer morning. It could be your favorite animal. It could be the sunset. Think about that now and just notice what happens in your body. I bet you probably feel relaxed, a bit less tense, and a bit more open and expansive. Now think of something that makes you angry. It could be a neighbor playing their loud music, or perhaps something your partner or your kids do, or something that someone said to you recently that you didn't like, and see how that feels in your body. If you're anything like most people, you'll feel a bit of tightness somewhere that you didn't have tightness before, maybe in your jaw, maybe in your shoulders. So if you were to stay angry with these people all day, every day, just imagine what it would do to your body. You're going to feel tired, you're going to feel pain, you're going to feel tense, and you'll carry a lot of stress in your body. And anger drains our energy. One of the things that I see most consistently in people with things like chronic fatigue and pain is repressed anger. It's the most predominant emotion alongside fear. And we know this anger and fear is repressed because it's only when we start working at an unconscious level that it bubbles up to the surface. This is a type of anger that's often repressed in childhood, but also once it's a learned response to feelings of anger, it can continue throughout adulthood. And it often comes from learning in childhood that it's not safe, or you have no right to be angry. And because they haven't learned how to express anger in a healthy way in childhood, every single event that they don't express their anger, the anger becomes swallowed and repressed. And it builds up and it causes a lot of havoc in the body. In my program kicking off in January, Power to Heal, which I'm really excited about, we spend a lot of time on anger because it is one of those emotions alongside fear that can really stop us from moving forward in our chronic illness recovery. And so in the program, I teach people how to acknowledge anger, but also how to release it in healthy ways so it stops being a block. Anger can really stop us trusting people, and this is a real barrier in chronic illness recovery. Anger with someone that hasn't been resolved builds a lot of resentment and feelings of revenge, which means we can expend a lot of energy going over and over what they did to us, what we'd like to do to them, maybe just how angry we feel. We get kind of stuck, and it stops us trusting anyone else if it builds up. I've worked with people that have been let down and have so much anger about the people that have let them down that they really struggle to trust anybody else. And unfortunately, we cannot just lose trust in others, we can lose trust in ourselves and turn that anger inwards. And so we end up hopeless, isolated. It's not good. And anger can really keep us stuck in the past. So if we don't release that anger and let it go, we can't move forward. I worked with a client who'd been treated really badly by some practitioners, but also hadn't felt supported by friends and family. And it got to the point that they didn't believe that anyone could help them, but also that they weren't going to get support that they really needed. And that was because they were so angry about how they'd been treated in the past, but they hadn't learned to express and release this anger in a healthy way. But the anger they felt was in them, and they were really feeling it every day in not just physical symptoms, but just in the way they felt emotionally. And that caused a lot of tension in their bodies, but also drained their energy. And their symptoms became a constant reminder of what had been done to them. And so it was very difficult for them to come to a place of forgiveness and to let go. So it really closed down their ability to be open to new opportunities and find a way out their situation because they were still stuck in that anger. So acknowledging them and releasing them really helped that person to get their energy back and get their health recovery on track. So the decision to start the emotional healing process when you're trying to recover from a chronic illness is a big one. In this video, I talk about how I came to make that decision, which ultimately helped me heal.